Hello Virgo, welcome to your bonus reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that happy card, the Nine of Cups. This is such a blessing. This is going to make me cry. This is fulfillment and satisfaction. This is joy on every level of your being. Physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative. This is such good news, right? This, I wish we could just do the reading based on the Nine of Cups. And I would tell you that your life is going to get so much better, that your relationships are going to improve, right? That you're going to find joy in all sorts of things. Physically, financially, your health is improving. Your finances are improving. Your creativity, you're finding more opportunities for creativity. This is really living that dream life. Okay? Let's not let it remain a dream. Let's make it a reality. Let's take advantage of all of the opportunities that present themselves in life. Even if our mind gets in the way, and I bet you the next card is going to be a Swords card, let's take a look. Let's find out, okay? No, it's not. It's an Ace of Pentacles. I'm very, very happy to be wrong. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Well, there's the Sword card, but it's an ace. There's the Hermit. There's your Power card. The Hermit is the card that rules the sign of Virgo. It's in your past, right? So I feel that it's kind of saying that you're done hiding yourself away. You're about ready to let your true self shine. And the Ace here is about you taking opportunity. Do something today, right now, that brings you joy. That is an expression of this Nine of Cups. Happy life. If you're living the dream, what things come to mind for you, right? What things, if you're living your dream, what kind of things are you doing? Surfing, sailing, scuba diving. It's going to be all nautical stuff for me, all water related, you know. Maybe you are spending more time with family and friends. Maybe you are spending more times with your pets, your plants, and your people. Yeah. Up here we have the Four of Cups. Yeah. And future position, Star. Yes, follow your destiny. Don't go into that Four of Cups. Well, you know, the Four of Cups is going to take on an interesting meaning today because every card has light and shadow, right? So the Four of Cups, I think, at one point in your life was you just trying to be okay with the way things were. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like someone who feels bad wanting more, who feels, I don't know, it's like feeling bad because you want to feel good, right? And so sometimes we just sort of grit our teeth, we grin, and we bear the pain. We bear the suffering. We bear the stagnation. This really is a boat that's not sailing anywhere. This is you trying to just say, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm okay, I don't need anything else, what I'm doing is fine. And to me, that's, you know, when the hermit mode kind of was kicking in for you, it's trying to say, I'm in hermit mode, I like being in hermit mode, I like being isolated and sequestered, I like hiding my light away in my robe, you know. And now I think that the Four of Cups is taking on a new meaning when we break away from that hiding of your light. And I'm not saying that it's wrong to go hermit mode. I'm not saying that there's not or wasn't a very good reason why you were doing that. Okay? Very good reason why that was your life. Now the Four of Cups is all about sort of crystallizing this new way of life. Making it something solid, securing it, building it into a foundation, building it into a habit. You're in a habit now of feeling good, right? So this takes on a more positive meaning. Every card has light and shadow. But if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments. Okay. Let's keep going. Path of the Serpent now. We got to do the rest of our cards. A 10 of Cups. Oh my gosh. I really am going to cry. A 3 of Pentacles. Okay. The entire world. And the 5 of Cups. Yeah. Okay. 5 of Cups is good, right? Keeps us grounded in a way. Keeps us sober in a way, that 5 of Cups, because it reminds us that life is not all fun and games. And you know that. But Spirit likes to remind us. Sometimes Spirit likes to point out the obvious, because in the course of this reading, look at all these really wonderful cards, we may forget. So it makes sense that Spirit's going to say, hey, at the end, don't forget. Not trying to rain on your parade or anything. But life's going to be struggle. There's going to be pleasant and unpleasant experiences always. That's life, right? But these things are going to seem like shadows. These things are going to seem like just clouds in the sky. Because you're living a life now that is focused on meaning, on positivity, on doing things, taking advantage of opportunities, not worrying about, well, what if I fail at it? What if I'm bad at it? What if people don't like me? Blah, 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 blah. There's no swords cards here except for clarity, certainty, the conviction. You're giving yourself a resounding yes. The universe is giving you a resounding yes. There's no other swords cards here that say, well, what if I don't like it? What if people don't like me? What if I'm bad at it? What if I take the opportunity and I fail? What if I go scuba diving in Hawaii and I get, I don't know, a rash or something? It's just kind of like there's always something that could happen. You're not worried about that stuff. In fact, 5 of Cups. Yeah, you take a vacation to Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii. I don't know if that's still something people like to do. You take a vacation to Hawaii, you want it to be absolutely perfect and flawless. You want everything to go exactly perfectly right. But there's going to be these little things. You're going to get sand in your bathing suit or something, There's going to be these little irritations, but they're going to seem like nothing, like just a fly buzzing around your head once in a while. No big deal. Right? Because there's this fundamental joy. And makes the 5 of Cups really seem insignificant. It's like, a little bit of rain, that doesn't bother me. A little bit of traffic on the freeway, that's okay. This is such a blessing to focus our life in this way. Let's select our mystery card. Let's not forget about that. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're going to set it down right here with Big Red Ant. If you want to help me name Big Red Ant, it might just be Big Red Ant. Leave your suggestion down in the comments. If you feel like you know what that card is, if you have a hunch, put your prediction down in the comments. All right? Let's do it together. But first, let's look around the room here. I like our major arcana. We've got 1. We've got 2. We've got 3. And each card has light and shadow, remember. With the major arcana, I think that there was a time where you felt like you had to hide yourself away. This is something that's always going to be a part of you, that hermit mode. I think it's your ability to turn your back on things, period, turn your back on things. What the hermit's doing here is turning their back on love and joy and fulfillment and satisfaction. Excitement, abundance. Turning your back on your dreams. Okay? I think there was a very valid, and I'm not trying to to discredit that at all. Totally valid reason why you've been in hermit mode, why you felt as if you had to hide your light away. And maybe we don't need to get into that. I think it is something that you need to remember. It's something that is always going to be with you, and I think that the hermit is kind of, it's always your right, your will, your ability to go back to that. If at any point you feel uncomfortable, just raise your hand and the roller coaster will stop and you can get off. You know, I think that you're somebody who values your alone time. Yeah, you're very comfortable being alone. You have a great many things that you do when you're alone. You have a lot of interests and hobbies. You don't need other people to have a good time, you know, or to feel satisfied, or to feel connected, right? And so this reading doesn't have any court cards, you notice? So it's not saying that, oh, suddenly now you have to be a social butterfly, right? No, you can still be a homebody. You can still be a little introverted if you want. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. You don't have to go out and have a bunch of friends, because maybe that's not your dream life for you. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. If it is, yeah, the hermit is kind of turning themselves around and saying, okay, I'm going to go get those things. Whatever those things are. Okay? You're done hiding your light away. Okay? But you can always go back to that. You're somebody who easily can just say no and walk away from things. I think you've walked away from a lot of things in your life. And it's no skin off your back. Right? No pun intended there. But I think that at some point in your life, you needed to realize that maybe you turned your back on happiness, bliss, destiny, opportunity. Yeah. So you got the Star card here. And the Star card is showing you where your buttons are, where your blockages are, and showing you perhaps things that the hermit needs to work on, or did have to work on. Maybe in the future, in the past, in these positions, it's kind of showing you in retrospect, yeah, this wasn't an idle period of time. This wasn't just you hiding away. This was you doing a lot of very intense internal work, emotional work, spiritual work, right? Maybe this was you, focusing on your career, or this was you off at university and just focused on your studies, or whatever it was. Maybe it was a long, sort of extended spiritual, magical retirement. And now it's time to reap the rewards. That's what matters here today, is that you are taking opportunities to experience that happiness, that bliss, that joy. Okay. But I like the Star card in the future position, because to me it shows that the hermit, you're following your own inner light, which is coming from the star anyway. It's the same thing. If you look, it's the same star that's inside the lamp there. Because the Star card, that spiritual work, illuminates you from within. And that light inside of you, if you don't have your jacket covered, if you open up your jacket, right, your robe, your cloak, your soul, your spiritual light is going to shine forth. And it's going to illuminate things in the world that are meant for you. It's going to show you, it's going to, like the sidewalk lights up in that one music video. And you're going to know where your path is. You're going to know what things are sort of meant for you, because you're becoming a clear channel. You're letting that light, you're becoming the magician. You're becoming that clear channel of spiritual light, of consciousness, of spiritual awareness, of enlightenment. Yeah. The hermit, in one of its more sort of shadow qualities, has done that first stage of things, or is involved in that first stage of the Star card, looking within, seeing where our buttons are, seeing where our knots of karma are, seeing where our sore spots are, where our weak points are, right? And sometimes that is a very internal, solitary work that requires isolation a little bit, right? And so the hermit is doing that work and has sort of pulled their jacket up really, really high and is sort of keeping it, private. But sometimes we do that work and then we never get to the second stage. It's supposed to happen in tandem. We don't wait till stage 1 is finished before we invoke stage 2, which is then the light pours out from us and shows us the world, shows us what's really out here, opens our eyes, to what is possible and what our future is, what our destiny is. So the hermit in that sense is the one that's doing phase 1, but has yet to start on phase 2, and they're supposed to happen at the same time, right? So it's kind of like the magician that refuses to create. Yeah. But anyway, I think all that is over. I think you've got the universe card here. This is kind of in the position of what you don't want. I think when you're in hermit mode, the universe feels like a really big, vast, lonely place. Kind of scary. Kind of feels as if the universe is expanding, which means that there's more space and more space and more space, which means that you're getting further and further away from everything. It's like one of those shots in cinema, where they kind of show the character, and then it's like, I don't know, if the camera zooms in a weird way and it looks like the room is getting bigger and the walls are getting further away. I don't know what that technique is called, but that's sort of what the universe card feels like sometimes, especially when we're on the path of the dove here, and this is the card that we don't want. See, this position is the position of what we do not want. We don't want to go out into that scary world because it's cold. It's vast, it's lonely, right? But when we get over here, we realize, hey, it's not so lonely. It's actually teeming with life. There's life everywhere here, right? This becomes the card that we want. We want freedom. We want possibilities. We want to have free range of the universe, to travel where we will, to pursue the things that we will, to try and fail as we will, right? So these 2 cards for you, right now, today, this week, the next few days, let's find opportunities. Let's take advantage of opportunities to experience joy, to follow our bliss and our happiness. Let's not turn our back on our dreams. Let's do something let's do something right now, today. That's after you watch the readings, maybe. That brings you joy. Maybe these readings are bringing you joy. I hope so. Whether this is, going and meeting a friend, or just deciding to go out of the house, go for a bike ride. Go to the store. Buy yourself something nice, a little trinket, a little something from the dollar store or something, right? Call an old friend. Call a family member. Go out and meet somebody new. Whatever is going to bring you joy, whatever is going to bring you a little bit closer to living the dream. Okay? Doesn't mean that we have to suddenly go from 0 to suddenly we're just like vacationing in Hawaii. Doesn't have to be that, right? A little thing. Doesn't have to cost much. Doesn't even have to take much time. Do something for you that feels good, that brings joy. And it feels like you are getting closer to living that dream. That Ace of Pentacles. Just sort of do one thing at a time. And don't be worried about the past. Don't be worried about the future. Just do that one thing. Maybe it's taking a bubble bath, right? Maybe it is, I don't know, getting a massage or putting one of those mud masks things on your face. I need to do that. This could be calling up that person that you've wanted to talk to for a long time. This could be going and applying for that job. This could be sending your manuscript off to a publisher finally. This could be just sitting down to write some poetry. Right? Do something today. Yeah. It's leading you toward your dream. Do something today that makes you happy. I'm going to cry. I'm so happy that we have these cards today. Underneath the surface, you have that Ace of Swords. I feel like there's no doubt. There's no room for any kind of doubt. There's no room for any kind of even self-consciousness. There's no room for any kind of negative internal dialogue. There's clarity. There's clarity that says you don't have to stress out about what you're supposed to do Why am I supposed to do it? Where am I supposed to go? Who am I supposed to do it with? We're trying to figure it out. We're losing sleep at night. We're wrestling with it. No. Just clarity. Free your mind. Empty your mind. Right? And just take that step into that 9 of Cups. Yeah. Because your body knows what to do. Your heart, your mind knows what to do. Don't interfere with that. Don't let the ego, or that one part of us that likes to argue, right, with ourselves, don't let that part of you interfere with what your body, your heart and your mind, right, your soul, is moving toward. Right? Your body, again, your body knows what to do. Your heart and your mind know what to do. Your spirit, your creativity, your will knows what to do. So allow yourself to be sort of carried away by yourself, maybe capital S, right? Allow yourself to be carried away by yourself. Okay, clarity here. And the four of Cups that we see at the top here, like I said, at some point, this was you kind of saying, look, I don't need the 9 of Cups. I'm happy. Things are okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. And we're gritting our teeth, you know. And I think now what this becomes is we're trying to make this a more permanent way of being. We're trying to live our life in a way where I'm always living the dream. Even when I'm doing the most monotonous things, tying my shoes, brushing my teeth, taking out the garbage, doing the dishes, driving to work, doing paperwork, talking to a coworker I really don't like, or whatever. On all of these things, are you living your dream? You know, are you having that foundational, fundamental experience of this is where I'm supposed to be, and this is, I'm taking advantage of every opportunity? Maybe when we see that coworker we don't like, it's just because they remind us of ourselves. You know, if you're going to work at a job that you don't like, you know, we have to ask ourselves if that's because of a relationship that I have with myself, or is this because, you know, I don't feel that I'm good at the job I'm doing, or is it because I don't like the people, or it's not paying me enough, or I feel that I'm not being creative enough? It's not about the job. It's not about the work, it's about us and how we feel and how we're thinking about ourselves and about the situation that we're in. So very often we try to say, oh, that job is just terrible. The people are just, I don't like the people, doesn't pay enough. There's no opportunity to be creative. The hours are too long. And we're describing qualities about the thing, about the universe. Okay? But what we really, the way we should be describing it is in terms of ourselves, because all we really can know is how we're feeling about something. It's like, I don't feel creative enough. I don't like working these long hours. I don't relate to the people. I don't get along with the people. I don't feel I have anything in common with those people. So we have to bring it back to the I. Okay? But I think that a lot of those, once we start to speak to ourselves in that way, I think we start to see that, you know, there maybe is something else going on. There may be, you know, like if we say, well, I don't like working these long hours. You would if you really enjoyed the work. Because then it doesn't feel like work. Then we can put in 24 hours a day doing our will, right? And we're almost disappointed that we have to go sleep and eat, you know, because we want to get back to doing our work. And perhaps if we felt more creative as people, or if we found ways to get along with people and enjoy the company of others a little bit more, I'm not saying that's you. I think it's more me than anything. But maybe that would give us a different sense of what's going on and why we feel the way we feel. But that's all 4 of Cups stuff. I think the 4 of Cups now is you trying to develop the habit of enjoying every moment. Even the interaction with somebody that you usually don't really like, there's something there that you can enjoy. There's something there that you can materialize the abundance. And it's not necessarily about finding the silver lining of things. It's not about you suffering through a terrible situation and just trying to find a way to like it. That's the shadow side of the Four of Cups. I'm talking about making it a habit to choose joy, to choose opportunities and pathways, doorways that bring you more joy. Right? If this job you have feels like a 9 of Swords raining down on you, get out of there. Find a way out. Okay. What we don't see in here, though, I want to point out, what we don't see here is fire. Okay. So this isn't about smashing things, breaking things. This isn't the sword of division. This is the sword of discernment. It's the sword of choosing positively things that you will connect with, right? It's not about splitting apart. It's not about analyzing or dissecting things. It's about how we're bringing things together, how you're coming closer and closer to your dream, to living your dream life. Sometimes as we do that, we just, because of the laws of physics, right, we move away from things that we don't like. If there really is a 9 of Swords raining down in this situation, I think following this path, you're naturally going to move away from that 9 of Swords. Okay? Do things that bring you pleasure. Do things that make you happy. Look for opportunities always to be moving toward a life that is more fulfilling, more meaningful, has more depth and richness to it. Yeah. And I think you're going to be getting, next couple weeks, you're going to be getting a lot more opportunities like that. Once you start seeing them, you're going to start seeing them more and more and more. It's like that Robert Anton Wilson trick in Prometheus Rising. You start looking for a quarter. Everywhere you go, be on a mission to find a quarter. You're going to start seeing quarters everywhere, right? Look for opportunities to find joy, connection, happiness, abundance, excitement, depth of meaning, pleasure, satisfaction. You're going to see opportunities everywhere. You have to be discerning. We can't pursue every single opportunity of pleasure, right? Might get into trouble. So you have to be discerning, and you have to be able to follow your star. You have to be able to follow the path that's taking you forward into really what your destiny is and what kind of life really is that deep, meaningful dream life. Yeah. And this is kind of the hard part. In this sea of pleasure, how do we know which route to take? How do we know which pleasures are meant for us? Well, it's a good problem to have, right? Trust in your star. Trust in your guiding light. Find your North Star. You have a purpose. And you will find your purpose. Yeah. And your purpose will not feel like a 9 of Swords. It may feel like a 5 of Cups sometimes. It may feel like there's some rainy days. Yeah, that's okay. But it's not going to be the 9 of Swords. That kind of despair is your own personal alarm system that says you are not on the right path. We don't have that here. We're going to talk about the path of the Serpent now. And this is the path where we want the universe card. We want the expansion. We want the growth. We want the limitless opportunities. We want a life, we want a world that can get bigger and bigger and bigger, because then we can put more joy into it, right? If the container is larger, well, I can put more goodies inside of it. Going trick-or-treating, I want a big bag. I want a huge garbage bag, not a little paper sack or something, And maybe that seems greedy. That's okay. I think you have earned that. Yeah. 10 of Cups is the dream life itself. It's the ideal. And this is your general energy. And I think that you like the feeling of being full. We all do. I think we eat and we feel full, we feel satisfied. We have to understand, too, that the pursuit of desire and pleasure and gratification, it's sort of a never-ending cycle, right? We get full, I guarantee, a couple hours, you'll be hungry again. You know, we satisfy our desires, but more desires are coming right behind them. Yeah, so in this sense, what are some dreams that you have? What is that destiny that kind of says, when I achieve this, I won't really want for anything else? As long as I can keep doing this, then I'm filled, right? And so here we kind of go 9, 10, 9, 10. The 10 is you understanding kind of what your long-term goal is in life. Yeah. And maybe it is that you sort of like, because see what we have right here is a 9 plus a 1. So it's like we feel the 9, we feel that there's maybe like, there's room for a little more. I'm going to go after that little more, and that's fun. That's the path, right? And maybe that's just it. Maybe you realize that you have, this big sack that can hold, a bunch of candy, but you don't want to get it filled up all the way and then just have to carry that big sack of candy home, right? No, you like going door to door and knocking and saying, trick or treat, look at my scary mask or whatever. It's the process that is meaningful. It's the journey that brings you joy, not the destination. Okay? So it's not about what you acquire. It's not about the gratification of the desire. When I'm eating ice cream, I like the eating of the ice cream. I like the texture. I like the coldness of it. I like the sweetness of it. I like the process of it. It's just, for me, it's a ritual, When it's all done and I'm full, it's like the pleasure's over. Yeah. So we want to live a life that always has room for activities, right? That always has room for more aspirations. There's always more to do. It's kind of like we don't want to get to the finish line. I am enjoying too much the running with everybody around me. I don't want to cross the finish line. So in some ways we got a 9 and a 10, and it's like the 10 just keeps getting further and further back. It keeps us going. It keeps us moving forward in life. Okay, so we have to have goals. And yes, we want to have, I want to go have a vacation in Hawaii, let's say. Go scuba diving, go swimming, go snorkeling, go parasailing, whatever you do in Hawaii. I don't even know. I'm going to get a rash maybe. I might get some sand in my bathing suit, but that's just par for the course. But to accomplish that, to get done with that, to finish that and be full of that experience is that's kind of the downer, right? And it's like, it's the last day where you got to pack up, you got to leave the hotel, you got to go back on the plane, and it's just kind of sad, right? We want to live that life forever. We want to create a routine. We want to make it a habit, right, of feeling good. But it's the journey. It's the people you're with. It's how you're doing it, why you're doing it, not exactly what you're doing or what you're producing, okay? But the 3 of Pentacles is here too. The 3 of Pentacles is the work itself. It's not the product, right? I think that you're coming to discover about yourself that you like the interaction. For you, it's not about getting things done, checking things off a list. I think maybe in hermit mode, that was part of it. And maybe that was really the satisfaction was just, getting things accomplished. But still, there's still that same relation. You like the physical act of checking things off your list. It's not about getting everything done and then being finished, right? You like the process. You like the process of being productive, right? So this is a lot of work. Not really worried about the outcome, not really worried about, not focused on the product, right? It is a 3, not a 4. It is the work itself, right? And it's not so much geared toward the product of the work or what we are producing through that work. And this is in your environment. And I think that this is a major clue for what your path is, what your happiness is, what following your bliss and pursuing your happiness really means to you. This card, the Three of Pentacles, is Mars in Capricorn. We love the eager, muscle-testing, arduous climb up the mountain. Getting to the top, getting to the summit is okay. It feels good too, you know. It feels satisfying, kind of feels like we're taking a rest. Yeah, I like to take a nice rest and look out from the top of the mountain and see the view, right? But I'm eager to get back to climbing. Let's keep going. Come on. Yeah, it's fine here to sit and look and watch and catch my breath, you know. But the real sort of visceral joy, the bodily joy, the physical joy is in the work itself, is in the climbing. But that's a clue too, because I think that you have to be able to enjoy both. And maybe that is the key to a happy life. Enjoying the journey, enjoying those moments in between the journey where you get to pat yourself on the back, you get to sort of hug your people and say, hey, we did it. You get to bask in the glory a little bit. You get to rest and recuperate, you know, before going on to the next vigorous activity, you know. I think we need to appreciate both. We need to find joy in both. And I think you need to find a path in life, again, door after door after door, many opportunities, building a life, building a habit out of this, where you have something to work very, very hard for or at, right? That you have opportunities to work very hard and then rest very hard too, play very hard, you know, to have those periods in between all of that vigorous work. Yeah. Enjoying the labor, enjoying the fruits of your labor too. To me, that feels like a full life, a satisfying life. You're taking joy out of you're taking abundance, you're finding that sort of nourishment everywhere. Even in those annoying moments of that, let's say, Five of Cups, even sitting in traffic, you're finding ways to extract some sort of meaning and purpose and extract some sort of significance and even joy from those experiences, even sitting in traffic. You know, the universe here, endless possibilities. Everything is everything. Everything is possible. Okay? And maybe we have to sit in traffic sometimes. It doesn't have to be miserable. Sometimes things are just a rainy day. Sometimes things happen and it's just like, there's no way I can like be happy about it. I can't find joy here. You know, maybe someone rear ends the car, or maybe like, you know, I don't know, maybe I dropped my ice cream. Can't really find joy in that, can I? No, but I don't have to find misery in it either. I can say, drop my ice cream. That's all right. I'll go get some more. Or maybe I'll take one step, two steps forward, and I'll see something that more than makes up for it. You know, I'll see something that really is going to bring me even more pleasure and joy and meaning, right? And I think this is a very important card, and I'm glad that Spirit gave us that card. I'm going to look at the mystery card. I don't know. I don't have a prediction for this card. Looking around the room here, I feel like maybe it'll be some fire. Maybe it'll be some passion. Maybe it'll be, could be an Ace of Wands. I think an Ace of Wands would be quite nice. It might be a Two of Cups. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's see. It's the Hermit again. Oh dear. The Hermit card once again. The Hermit is the card that rules the sign of Virgo. And Same card as the Hermit here again, right? And I think it's kind of showing us that, yeah, there are two sides of the Hermit. That sometimes your will, your pleasure, your destiny is to be introverted, to be doing your internal spiritual work. That's where you find satisfaction. That's where you find, the most joy and beauty and meaning in the world, is when you're sort of, in your magical retirement. You're at home. You're in your element. You're in the bubble bath, right? Or you're in meditation. Or, you're just sort of putting around the house, doing your housework, doing your chores. You're gardening, you got your music on. It's just you. You can be fully you when you're home, when you're here, right? And then there's the other side of the Hermit that is deciding to sort of raise that lamp up and take some steps out into the vast universe and have some fun out there too. And just as we're talking about enjoying the journey just as much as the destination, maybe you're enjoying the introverted life as much as the extroverted life. And maybe it is, for you, it's about finding joy in both, finding balance, right? Because I think a lot of us can stay home, enjoy our home, our pets, our plants, our people, right? We can wear our bathrobe, we can do what we want to do. Can we find joy and meaning when we have to go out into the world and run errands, go grocery shopping, go get the oil changed in the car, right? Do these mundane things that sort of take us out of our comfort, out of what is obviously our pleasure zone, right? The bubble bath and our own house, And we can go to work, and we can find meaning and significance in the work that we're doing, and we can find out why I don't seem to get along with people at work, or what I can do to find more meaning and joy in the work that I'm doing. If it's really that bad, I'll find something else to do, but I'll follow my light. You're following your star. You're navigating by that spiritual awareness, okay? And you're allowing that star, that divine awareness, that light, to show you where your blockages might be that are preventing you from experiencing joy in every moment of your life. Even when it's raining, even when you drop your ice cream, there's an underlying experience of significance and meaning and joy here, and opportunity. Yeah. We've got an opportunity to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top, there's a link down below. New readings for Virgo Tuesday and Saturday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.